it's Betsy, and I am super excited to shoot today's video. My new palette just came in. This is the Pat McGrath Mothership 6 Midnight Sun, and it looks like this. The outer packaging on these is absolutely stunning. This was a gift from my husband, and I was so excited when I kept seeing her ads on Instagram, and the colors just looked amazing. Now, if you're not familiar with Pat McGrath or Pat McGrath's eyeshadows, the big Mothership palettes like this are 10-pan eyeshadows, and they retail for $125. Each eyeshadow contains 32 grams of product, and the outer unicarton looks like this. And then when you open her up, you can see your palette, which is nice and weighty. In the front of it has the Pat McGrath logo, which is almost like hieroglyphics, and then the back is gold, and it always says on the back, Mothership, use without caution, shade throwing and eye ecstasy may result with prolonged use. And then when you open her up, she looks like this. So you can kind of see. And then it has a nice beveled mirror up here, and these are weighty. They feel very luxurious. And the only other Pat McGrath 10-pan I own is the Pat McGrath 5 Bronze Ambition. So if we look at the two of them next to each other, there's not really any dupes. So I was excited about that, because sometimes there can be similar shades, but I was really excited to play with like this coppery orange color and the purple and that olivey green. And then also in the unicarton, it comes with a card that has all of the shade names on it. And on the back of it says, Pat McGrath, the mother of makeup and the runway. 25 years of groundbreaking artistry, obsession, inspiration, addiction. 87 makeup trucks used backstage at Fashion Week. Artistry, alchemy, allure. Created the look for 3,300 runway shows on 129,000 models. Technique, technology, truth. The makeup master behind 401 magazine covers, mastery, mesmerization, and majorness. So that's kind of cool. You know, she kind of gets that she's amazing, and she is absolutely phenomenal. Her work is, the editorial is just out of this world. And on top of that, her vision, like when you see her products, you know it's a Pat McGrath product. The way that her little videos are shot that are shown on Instagram, you know what you're looking at. So we're gonna go ahead and start by swatching it. So I'll hold up my bare arm like this. So this is Skin Show Moon Glow. And I will come closer for you to see. Bronze Ambition. Or Bronze Eclipse, sorry. Vermilion Venom. Blood Moon 005. That's one of the colors I'm super excited about. Jubilee. It's hard to swatch with your pinky. Wipe off my fingers. Okay. Then we're going to go into Extreme Dusk, which looks like a beautiful charcoaly gray. Yes, almost a brownish gray. Taboo, which will make the perfect transition. It's a little on the warm side. Wicked Envy, which is that olivey green. Blitz Violet Orchid. That purple is just amazing. And then last but not least, Astral Solstice. We're gonna swatch that one over here. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see that under the lights, but that Astral Solstice, yeah, see how it just glows? And all the other colors are absolutely phenomenal. I will get better at doing swatches. Let me know if swatches is something that you like to see in these videos, because I'm not that good at doing swatches. But I am someone who loves to play with makeup. So I started off, I have no makeup on my face, it's just moisturized. but I always tend to like to stick with starting doing my eyes first. I'm just putting a dollop of the Milani eyeshadow primer on each of my lids, and then we're just going to blend that in. Give some nice tackiness for it to stick to, because I have dry eyelids, very dry, and I guess I still have some mascara on. I don't know about y'all, but when I go to wash my face, it seems like every single time I do, I can never get rid of all the mascara. And my skin looks a little bit bad right now because I was dermaplaning and I got a little too aggressive, so scratched my face up. Which happens when you do it at 4 o'clock in the morning when you haven't slept. So the first color I'm going to dip into is the shade Taboo, which there is a little kick up in the pan, which is just a nice warm tone transition. Like, this is, to me, screams fall. And I wore my Oogie Boogies Roll the Dice shirt that I bought at Hot Topic just for this occasion, because I really wanted to play with the purples and the orange for Halloween time. Even though it's not Halloween yet, but we can pretend. But you can see I used a clear base, and these eyeshadows just blend themselves. And I have very discolored eyelids, and you can see that that just covered like a dream. And the brush I'm using is an Morphe M411, just a little dip in each and then blend it out. So nothing super crazy. So now I'm going to take my Morphe M506, which as you can see is a smaller blending brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Vermilion Venom. And guys, I will tell you, Pat McGrath is my favorite luxury brand. Like, I don't own all of her big palettes. I would if I could afford to own all of them, but I can't. But I absolutely adore her stuff. I own a lot of products from her. Liquid lipsticks. I have her eyeliner, I have the foundation, the powder, the mascara, highlighters. So I mean, I have a lot from her. And her quality never disappoints. The only package that I have ever been disappointed in was the packaging on the primer. Other than that, the packaging's phenomenal. And just and see how, look how seamlessly that blends together. And you see how it's already giving you those grungy fall vibes. I love a good grungy 90s style smoky eye. Now we're going to dip into the shade Extreme Dusk, that charcoaly brown, that cool tone grayish brown. And we're just going to use that on the outer V. Just taking the same brush that I used, the M504, and just blending a little bit into, see, just on that outer V. About 1/3 of the way in. I will get more comfortable with doing these tutorials too. And like at my age, I'm 36, you know, my eyelids are not as tight as they used to be. And there's no pulling, no dragging with these shadows. I mean, they just go on so easily. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try the shade Blitz Violet on my finger for the center. I think I'm going to go in with a wet brush. So I'm going to grab my Morphe, I have no idea what, I've worn the number off this, but this is just like a flat shader brush. Pick some product up on it, use my Max Fix Plus, give it a little spritz, and then we're going to apply that Blitz Violet to the center. And there looks to be, it looks very violet in the pan, but when you get it on your eye, you can definitely see some more of like a cornflowery blue mixed in. That looks really pretty. But I mean, am I the only one who, I mean, I can't be the only one. I know that there's a lot of people, but on the people who watch me do my makeup stuff, am I the only one who absolutely loves Pat McGrath? Most people in my family think it's ridiculous the amount of money that is spent on makeup in our household, but I love it. And I think this palette will definitely go with me to Disney. And if you want to see a video on what makeup I'm bringing to Disney, let me know. There we go. Perfect. Now I'm going to take and dust that brush off, get the purple off of it, and I'm going to dip, you see, use the same brush and dip into the Blood Moon 05. Let's see if I can do that wet. Or if I'm gonna have to do my finger in it. Which if I have to do my finger, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do my finger in it. These typically work best when applied with a finger. Okay, yeah. Just look at that pigmentation. And I'm just going to take and slightly blend it into the Blitz Orchid. Violet Orchid, excuse me. There we go. I'm going to take and dip my brush back into the Blitz Orchid just to blend the orchid with the orange. There we go. Now what I think I want to do, and this is one thing I see Pat do all the time, like I know her. I would be best friends with Pat McGrath. Is I'm going to take the Astral Solstice shade, that white shifty shade, and take, ah yes, and layer that over the purple, so it has that same kind of glittery intensity that the orange shade had. So that is pretty much it. But now I'm going to take my Morphe M504 and just take and use that brush just to smooth out any of that really excessy glitter that got super high into my crease shade. There we go. So that's how it looks. What do you think? Now if you'll give me a moment, I'm going to go ahead and go put on the rest of my face, and then I will do the lower lash line and show you the completed look. Okay, so as you can see, I have the rest of my makeup on other than mascara and the shadow on my lower lash line. So first thing I want to go ahead and do is I want to apply just a little bit more of that Blood Moon orange color. There we go. Because when I was blending, I blended away some of that color, and I really want that orange to pop. So just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Now I think I want to go ahead and dip into the shade Wicked Envy, that army green kind of shimmer. And I'm going to use that same Morphe M506 that I used earlier, because I think that'll help make my lower lash line pop. But we're not applying this wet. we're just going to apply this dry. Actually, let me grab my pencil brush. This is the Morphe M431, and I'm going to dip back into that. There we go. Much more concentrated on the pigment. When I was using the other brush, it was too fluffy, and it wasn't like I wasn't getting as much of the green color. It was fading it out a little bit too much. Okie dokie. Like the way that looks. Now I'm going to take that Morphe M504 back into the transition shade that I used, Taboo, and just blend out my lower lash line just a little bit more. So that's what it looks like. That's one of the things I love about makeup, is you saw how jacked up my face looked from my over excessive dermaplaning, and now you can't even tell. So I think I'm going to take my pinky finger and go into that blood orange shade just a little bit and put that right on the edge of the tear duct. Now I'm going to take my Morphe M431, the little pencil brush again, and I'm going to go ahead and dip into the shade Skin Show Moon Glow, that white highlighter, and just use that in my tear duct, in my inner corner for some brightness. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to take my pinky again and dip back into that Astral Solstice and just pat that over just a little bit. There we go. Look how nice and bright that looks. So, what do you think? Now I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes, and I will give you my final thoughts. Yes, I'm shaking. It's the medicine, I think. Remember, I go to the neurologist if it doesn't stop. Makes it very difficult to do precise work when you can't stay still. And then this is the Pat McGrath Labs mascara, Fetish Eyes mascara. I really like this mascara. I'm always quiet when I put on my mascara. And I did tightline with just a black eyeliner. And then I am wearing the lip gloss in the Bronze Ambition. This is one of the minis. I bought the set at Christmas time last year, I think, because that's a good deal on getting them. And I do like the formula. It's nice and thick, so you feel like it's gonna stay on, but it's not sticky. Like your lips don't stick together. So, my final thoughts on the Midnight Sun palette by Pat McGrath. Do you need it? No. No one on earth needs a $125 eyeshadow palette. Let's just be clear. Do you want it? That's up to you. Do I think it's good quality? Yes. I haven't tried a Pat McGrath product that I didn't love. Now, her foundation is great, but on a skin day like today, because it is a light to medium coverage, more on the lighter side, it wouldn't have covered all of the stuff on my face. I used the Milani. That's a cheap one. If I were going to invest in Pat McGrath, I think that the Motherships are a good investment, especially because of the unique shades. Those special shades that I have really only found in Pat McGrath's formula. The Makeup Revolution has a dupe, but it's not the exact same, and it doesn't last as long on the eyes as the Pat McGrath. But then again, it's $125. So you figure out if it's important to you. Now again, I like this palette. I gotta wipe it off. Fingerprints, shiny black plastic. That's a little bit better. But anyways, you have to decide on if that's up to you or not. Do you have to have it? No. Is it fun? Yes. If you can afford it and you want it, hey, go get it. No one's gonna stop you. I love makeup, so for me this was something that I really wanted. But I guess that's it. Don't forget to check me out on social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, and Instagram. Let me know what your favorite shade out of the palette is. And I used almost all of them. I didn't use Jubilee or Bronze Eclipse for this look. So I used 8 out of the 10 shades. So as you can see, I got a lot of use out of it for the first time, and trust me, this is going to Disney and so is the Bronze Ambition, and they will get used every single day because I love them both. If you're interested in seeing a packing video for Disney, let me know. But don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to get notified when I post new videos, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Check me out, oh, I already said, on my social media, and my main channel, which is just Cuttin Corners Vinyl, which is where we do all the fun crafts. But I guess that's it, so we'll see you on the next one. Bye.